Good morning, everyone. Why is my camera doing that? I don't know why we have the... Whoa. Maybe something's on my lens. Hang on a second. This is not the typical way we start a live stream. 1 second, guys. That's not much better, but oh well. We'll figure it out. It's a little dark in here this morning. Lyle's already on the thumbs up count. Please hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed the content, but you will today, I guarantee it. A lot of stuff to talk about. You got a good point there, Age Unscripted. I was just trying to kill time. Good morning, Robert, Tim, and anybody else that's in the live chat. Thank you guys for coming by. I really appreciate it. We're going to get... I know it is kind of trippy, right, with the lighting light. I don't know why it looks like that. I have no idea why. Nothing's changed in my little setup here. Hang on. Is it still trippy? It's just going to be a little bit trippy. Sorry, guys, for the lighting and the way it looks, but it's just going to have to be a little trippy for today. Maybe it's my internet connection. Good morning, Philthos. Philthos in the house. Good to see you, Mark. What's up since yesterday? Well, quite a lot. We're going to get into that in just a moment. Thought I'd give everybody a little bit of time to roll in this morning and look at my trippy lighting. I don't know what is going on, why that little halo appearance thing is happening, but nonetheless, it is. So, let's get into the description. There's Tim. Hey, Tim. Good to see you, brother. Let's get into the description here, and then I will start talking about some really cool stuff. Good morning, Rocco. You like the rings? They look a little weird, that's for sure. This video will address Thailand news and media updates for expats living in Thailand or planning to travel to Thailand. In addition, I will address issues surrounding foreign travelers who just arrived in Thailand or have purchased flights and made accommodations to retire in or visit Thailand. There are many questions surrounding Thailand's future. We're going to talk about those. Thailand is a country which relies heavily on tourism. I will discuss how the travel restrictions, curfews, and business closures have affected Thailand. And next, I will discuss possible solutions to the problems Thailand currently faces. Yesterday, all 77 provinces in Thailand were giving a mask mandate. Thus, it appears that the situation in Thailand is getting worse. Or is it? That is what we're going to talk about in today's video. And if you want to use hashtags to reference any of this, hashtag foreigners, hashtag Thailand expats, and hashtag Thailand travel would be your reference points there. So I have some really interesting things. Can I say things? Let's say things to go over with you first. Who all? Mango, what's up, man? Anon, hey, there's Anon. Good to see you, brother. Been missing you, man. Been missing you. I want to go to a post that actually I got from Twitter this morning, and it's from The Nation. Let me read it to you. It says that this is what's happening here, guys. It says The Nation Thailand. Some 44.7% said they had no savings as their income and expenses were equal. We talked yesterday about the detrimental impact that these closures and mandates, travel restrictions, that they're having on the people here in Thailand. And that should give you, so almost half the country had no savings as their income and expenses were equal. I thought that was a very sad moment. Very, very, very sad moment or of reading, I should say. And then I have plenty to go over with you. The Pattaya News is going to be the main source for today's news. And, we'll talk about that in just a second. Okay, Robert has thrown up the PayPal link. Thank you very much there, Robert. PayPal link is for contributions to the channel. And trust me, guys, your contributions are not going to waste. We're actually trying to expand on a few things and hopefully make some better quality videos here coming up pretty soon. I will pin your comment pin your message to the top so people can see it. Robert, I appreciate that again for you throwing that up there. Yes, it does go towards travel and equipment. Tim says, "What is with the rings around your head, JC? Very 70s." I know. I don't have any idea. It has to be like the internet connection. Maybe it's a little bit slow. Not sure. But nevertheless, it'll just be trippy for today. It's all good. Ross, what's up, man? That is not much different than the USA. What's not much I don't know what you're talking about, Ross. Probably something I said. Oh, you're talking about savings and stuff? Yeah, I got you. Good morning, Roger. Good to see you. And I said, sadly, lack of savings is not a new thing in the land of smiles. Agreed. James, good morning. Good to see you. Thank you guys for coming in. I really appreciate it. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button. And Peter, good morning. Tim's got the thumbs up. Yeah, I figured that out, Ross, as soon as I got to thinking about it there. Well, first thing I want to tell you is people wonder if I'm going overboard with these, how some of these businesses may not be coming back. Well, I want to give you an example of that. This is from the Tiger. Sriracha Tiger Zoo in Chonburi closes its doors forever. One of Thailand's most popular and visited tiger zoos has announced that it is closing doors permanently. Sriracha Tiger Zoo, a Chonburi tourist magnet located in Nakhon, was in operation for 24 years. One of the operations guys said that they will meet with employees on Monday to discuss termination payments and reasons for the decision. He maintained that the current restrictions imposed by officials had sealed the zoo's fate. Already trading in very difficult economic circumstances with only domestic tourists to draw on for the past 12 months. For now, there has been no announcement about the fate of the animals who currently reside at the zoo. The Tiger Zoo originally opened on April 23rd, 1997, and it was the largest facility in the world that bred and raised Bengal tiger. The tiger, this news outlet, visited the zoo nearly a decade ago with an open mind and was mildly entertained, but found some of the show's attitudes towards the animals outdated, although we saw nothing that suggested the animals were poorly treated, notwithstanding they were within the zoo. So in other words, they didn't find anything about mistreatment of animals. But one of the biggest things there, I've actually been there, and you can get photos with the tigers, which is kind of a cool thing, I think. But that is a kind of a segue into some of the main topic of today. I wonder if I push that back a little bit, if that'll help some of the rings. Not really. That's weird. I haven't had that happen in a long time. What am I missing over here? Filter says, Ross, in the USA, the lot of it is because people let their lifestyle follow their income. You got a good point there. Get a raise, get a new car, whether you really need one or not. I cannot argue with that at all. Yeah. With the zoo closing, a lot of people are going to look at it as, finally the tigers are free. But I'm making the point of how these restrictions and these closures that the government is demanding of businesses, and frankly the lack of invitation of tourism, due to certain circumstances is actually affecting. It's real. It's affecting businesses here. It's affecting lifestyles, and it's affecting people. And that is an example of it. That is the point of me making that statement about the tiger zoo. So I'm not talking about. I don't deal in animal rights and all that stuff. I'm just talking about from a business perspective. You can see it have an impact on um, on businesses. As I said before, some of these businesses would not survive this third wave of closures and curfews and shutdowns and no tourism. So without the tourism, as you can see, we've had a major landmark business here in Thailand shut its doors forever. So James says the school's closed in Bangkok. Yes, they are currently. Anna says the current panic has caused a lot of small businesses to go out of business permanently. The only ones who have benefited from it have been Walmart, Costco, Amazon, etc. Yeah, the big retailers. That's very true. Tim says, and just like in America. Filto says that Ross greasy above from my dad, son. Work hard and smart, and you can probably have whatever you want, but not everything you want. Choose wisely. Whatever you want, but not everything. That is great advice. That is great. That's some really good advice, Filtos. That's awesome. Anon says the Tim, that's what I was talking about, was America, but same all over the world. Rocco says Pattaya must be 80% reliant on tourism from what I have seen. 80% of Pattaya's GDP comes from tourism. So you are exactly correct, Rocco. Tim says, my old man always told me, son, no matter how much you acquire in life, always want something. Get you up in the morning. I like that too. That's good motivation. That'll keep you doing more life right there. So let's just get down to it. Let's start with the first article here. I'll read the article. Yeah, from the Stones. I like that quote, Ross. That's a good one. I think I'm currently finding some of that myself, to be honest with you guys. Anon says, Rocco, if not for tourism, starting with R&R from Americans during the Vietnam War, Pattaya would be a small fishing village. There's a very good chance that is absolutely true. I haven't seen anything different. Guys, if you hadn't hit the thumbs up button yet, please do. Helps out on the algorithm, and I would appreciate it very much. All right, let's get into the news. This is from Chonburi. It says, Chonburi restaurant owners worry about future as restaurants move to takeaway only. So right now they're going to takeaway only. Now as of right now, if you're in a dark red zone, the restaurants are closed, but they are open for takeaway only. So, and that may be true in other provinces that have red zone restrictions, not dark red zones, but red zone restrictions, because it's up to provincial governors to decide that. So let me just read. Oh, that's a video recap. I can't read the video recap. It says the following is a video recap of restaurant owners being concerned with their future due to restaurants now being dine-in only. Oh, here's the article. Sorry, gentlemen, ladies. I'll get to it right now. Yes, food delivery, James. Food delivery is available, but only food delivery. In other words, you can't go to a restaurant. If you're in a dark red zone, you can't go into a restaurant and eat because they're closed. And Bangkok and Chonburi are two of the provinces. Chonburi, of course, is the province that has Pattaya, Sriracha, and some other cities in it. But this is what they're talking about. So, as restaurants close for at least 2 weeks in dark red zones for dine-in, restaurant associations warn it could cost hundreds of thousands of jobs. Earlier this week, I'm quoting directly from the PattayaNews.com. Earlier this week, the Thai Center or the CCSA made the decision to shut dine-in restaurants in 6 areas, including Chonburi and Bangkok, labeling these areas deep red zones, which have had an average of over 100 infections daily over the past several weeks. According to the CCSA spokesperson, the decision was difficult, in quotes, as they are aware of how many people's lives are affected and that many restaurants would likely choose to close entirely who don't normally depend on delivery or takeaway. That's going to hurt the economy bad. The spokesperson also stated to the Thai press that he sympathized with those working in hospitality and understood their pain. There have not been any announcements for financial aid for those affected by the Ministry of Finance, and as the restaurants were not entirely closed, most are not eligible for Social Security benefits. A vast majority of workers in the restaurant industry are informal staff who do not have Social Security and would not be eligible anyways. The Pattaya News notes. Additionally, since the restaurants have not been force closed and can do takeaway, they are in nearly all cases not eligible for any financial support. Although the closures for dining only affect 6 provinces, Bangkok, Chonburi, and Chiang Mai in particular have tens of thousands of restaurants and contribute a significant amount to the total restaurants in the country. Restaurants have already been hit by many measures hurting their bottom line, such as no foreign tourists for the past year without a queue, people not traveling domestically due to fear of getting an infection, a ban on alcohol sales in the restaurants, and bans on how late they can serve. In fact, the recent orders in dark red zones also ban takeaway after 9 p.m., a decision widely booed by prominent Thai restaurant associations who pointed out that many restaurants depend on late-night deliveries for their revenue. And that, of course, does make sense. Let me catch the comments here. Anon says, if they would have started the lockdown when they knew this was starting instead of waiting until after Songkran. I can't comment on that, but you make a good point there, Anon. Tim says, so what are you supposed to do? Cook at home yourself? Pretty much. Or you either cook at home yourself or you order takeaway. You just can't order takeaway after 9 p.m. Good. Hello there, MedTech. Good to see you, man. Anon says, for informal staff, we can read that as cash under the table. Probably. Well, not probably. Yeah, sure. Informal staff would also include your entertainment workers, your drinking companions, your nightlife venue people. Those would also qualify as informal workers. So think about how many people in these areas are actually out of work with no safety net. Rocco says, I agree that Songkran was a major mistake in my opinion. You know, it is what it is at this point. Matt Tech says, hi to you, Mario. I'm in beautiful New Hampshire. Ross says, Anon, it wouldn't have mattered after a year of masking, social distance, and more with little situation. People got a false sense of security and stopped doing the right thing. Fair enough. Matt Tech said, okay, Filthos, hire a live-in maid /cook /joystick receptacle. Receptacle. That's awesome. All right, continuing on. The CCSA has stated that the ban on takeaway from 9 p.m. overnight is to lessen the amount of traffic on the roads and encourage people to stay home without implementing an overall curfew. It also, according to the CCSA, to stop people from ordering food for private house parties or gatherings, which are banned currently due to the emergency decree. That part does kind of make sense. I give them a little bit of credit there. people even when Russell's got a point about people stop doing the right thing. People did get comfortable and they did stop doing the right thing, and we have evidence of that, as in the Bangkok cluster, which was the initial kickoff for this third wave stuff. People stopped doing the right thing, and it led to a big cluster. And then, you pile Songkran on top of that. You've got what we have today. I know a prominent government official said it will be what it will be, and here we are. Anon agrees. He said, he says, you're to Ross, you're right, but had they started the interprovincial queue when they first started seeing that in April, it wouldn't have spread to every province in Thailand. Possibly. That's logical conclusion. Roger says, what about the little street food carts? Are they allowed to open during the day? Yeah, they're still open. Or that at least they're still. I see them on the sides of the road. So they're open and selling food. James says, I think people are under restrictions. Then they are lifted. Many will let their guard down. That's true, but at some point you got to be free. At some point you got to be free. You have to have your yep. Good job, man. I appreciate you, brother. But at some point the restrictions have to be lifted, and you have to be a responsible adult. That's what I'm trying to say. James, you make a good point. But at some point the restrictions have to come off, and people have to be responsible. And the irresponsibility of people led to what we have now. If you look at it in the overall situation, and I'm not saying it was just Thais or it was just foreigners, probably a combination of both. Maybe I don't know. Could have been all of one, zero of another. Not sure, but what I do know is that we're in a rough situation, and I can give the CCSA a little bit credit here. This is a logical conclusion. It also, this is talking about the takeaway from stopping at 9 p.m. It's to lessen the amount of traffic on the roads and to encourage people to stay home without implementing a curfew. Okay. But this part does make sense. It also, according to the CCSA, is to stop people from ordering food for private house parties or gatherings, which are banned currently due to the emergency decree. I think the number is 20 people or less is okay. So, but I believe that's in a public venue, if I'm not mistaken. Irregardless, that part does make sense because people will stay up late here. They will have parties here. We've seen that happen, and we've seen that cause some pretty rough stuff going on. Multiple Thai restaurant associations, referred to as TRA from this point on, have spoken over the past day about their opposition to the plans, claiming their members have enforced many social distancing and hygiene measures, and shutting down restaurants from dine-in could cost hundreds of thousands of jobs, and if prolonged, cause many more restaurants to close permanently. They specifically used the example of hard-hit Pattaya, which is dependent on foreign and domestic tourists and not local residents. The CCSA, meanwhile, has countered the opposition by pointing to numerous infection timelines and clusters of infections that have come from restaurants in the dark red zone, stating they had no choice but to limit points of contact and shut dine-in. The Pattaya News notes that the majority of restaurants appearing on timelines, if not nearly all, are primarily Thai-style, in quotes. Thai-style barbecue restaurants or buffet-style places, and not other types of restaurants. The TRAs have noticed this as well and suggested perhaps rules and guidelines for these venues specifically that normally attract large groups of people sharing food. However, for now, the CCSA has stood its ground. This comes as the CCSA faces increased pressure from multiple business sectors, including hotel, tourism, entertainment, massage, and fitness sectors, which have all been heavily affected by the current round of illness. For now, dining remains closed. Hotels remain empty in tourist provinces with an average of 3% occupancy. Entertainment venues, gyms, and massage shops are closed, and a growing number of people are facing financial heartbreak and poverty. The CCSA has stated that the Thai government, specifically the Center for Economic Situation Administration, is currently considering options for financial aid while people wait. That was a mouthful, and that's a lot of information. A lot of information. And that should go to show, I've got more to go, don't worry, guys. But that should go to kind of, I don't want to say prove my point, but it should show just the impact of this overall situation is bad. It's going to take Thailand a long time to recover, and I'm nervous for Thailand. I really am. Anon says, and sadly, the Thailand Songkran travel ended up with it spreading all the way to Laos, because Laos is also under the big LD right now. Heard about that too, and that's an accurate statement. Tim says, well, at some point, this worldwide queue and mask wearing is going to have to come to an end, or people would just ignore it. I am surprised that it lasted this long. You make a very good point, Tim. Make a very good point. Very, very good point, actually. Matt Tech says, I don't think it will end, Tim. I expect masks to be mandated or encouraged for the remainder of my life. Matt Tech also makes a good point. Even though the two of you have contrasting views, you both could be correct on that. And only time will tell, I think, in that situation. And it says that Roger McGee, I am only a situational masker if in a crowd, and the only reason I got my jab was because of convenience for travel, not because of faith in the jab. A lot of people would agree with you, myself being one of them. That's the reason I'll be getting it. By the way, expats in Thailand, you are all the magic shots will be available to all expats, foreigners, anybody residing in Thailand. They will be eligible to you if you are residing in Thailand. James says restaurant is a difficult business to run, even with customers. It really is. I worked in restaurants when I was younger, and I understand just how difficult that can be. If you hadn't hit the thumbs up button yet, guys, please do so. If you're enjoying the content, I would greatly appreciate it. Rocco says next high season is the biggest stumbling block for Thailand. They have to be open, right? Yep. Will there be enough flights, hotels, etc.? Those are excellent questions. The high season starts from October. So we'll see is about the best answer I can give you right now. Filto says could lead to the creation of a cyborg race if we continue to let fear lead the way. Air filtration system surgically implanted at birth. That's on that. Hey, you never know, man. That's you never know. You absolutely just never know. Let's see here. Okay, so here's what people are doing. There's a lot of scams going on in Thailand right now, but they're mostly like loan scams and investment scams. So you have to be careful. There's a headline here that says 39 Thais and one Chinese national arrested in Pattaya, allegedly involved in illegal money loans. So if you're in Thailand, I don't really think you're supposed to take part in these things anyway if you're a foreigner, because it involves you making money, and that's going to be work unless you have work authorization. And even then, I'm not sure about getting in on those. Let's see. Griffin said, "Hey Griffin, the UK type hit and people didn't understand how fast it would spread. That's a fair point." Tim says Phil should write for the Sci-Fi Channel. And I says, Philthos, my daughter asked me if I got my operating system update after I got my jab. I told her I am using the Linux OS, not Microsoft, so I'm safe. I hear you, Brad. MetTech says Darth Vader was my childhood hero. Replete with air filter. Complete, I think is what we meant to say, with air filtration mask. That's interesting. Philthos says more of a Black Mirror episode. Ooh. Very interesting. There were 21 people who are no longer with us in Thailand yesterday, which included Chambéry, and they gave details. You can look up the details of why. It was, of course, related to the illness, and you can look up there. They all claim to have underlying conditions, etc., etc. And hey, Todd. You will be able to look at some of the reasons why. Let's look at this. Is I think I can read the article here. No, replete, meaning inclusive of. Oh, okay. Excuse me, Matt Tech. My apologies. Okay, I didn't get to read Todd's comment there, but thanks, Ross. And I says, Todd Sellers, please ask again. Use the gotcha. Video news. Frequently asked questions around the illness restrictions in Chambéry and Pattaya. Let's see if I can read the article here, or is it just the video? The article version is here. Very good. So let's read the article version if it comes up. Hello. Doo-doo. Okay. The following is a quick selection of frequently asked questions we have been getting to the Pattaya news about recently becoming a dark red zone, along with Bangkok, Chiang Mai, and several other provinces. We've been getting dozens of messages and hope this will clarify some of the most common ones. This is not meant to be a 100% inclusive list of every possible question, and if you can't find an answer, we suggest calling the City Hall helpline at 1337. This is meant mainly for Chambéry, as provincial rules and other dark red zones may be slightly different, as governors have the right to strengthen rules but not weaken them, set by the CCSA. We are mostly going to highlight things that are lesser known. For the general rules, see the links below. All these answers have been taken from Chambéry orders or checked with local officials. Keep in mind, though, things change very quickly, sometimes within minutes, but this was correct at the time of publishing. So we'll go over some Q&A here. Let me answer some questions before we do the Q&A, or read some comments. Philtho says, note that I believe Thailand maximum legal interest rate for loans is 15%. Compare that to credit cards in the U.S. That's a fair point. I believe the U.S. is, 21? Is that right? Or is it changed again? I'm not sure. Roger says the U.S. needs to agree to forego the patents on the magic shot to speed up the whole world being Jap 8. I'm all for everyone getting their magic shots. I'm okay with that statement. Hey, Jim Pell's around. You guys remember yesterday we had a challenge, and Jim said that he was going to contribute his $25. There's his $25 that he matched from the challenge yesterday. So just wanted you guys to know that he did match the 25. Thank you, Mr. Jim. There he is. Guys, I decided to wait till tonight so everybody could see I paid. There you go. Well, you did. I just showed them, and we love you and thank you for it, Jim. Let me go back up here for a second and catch these comments real quick. Okay, I was in agreement. in agreement with Roger. Todd says Thailand needs to jab everyone in Thailand ASAP. Thailand has the money, then reopen to V tourist ASAP. Look, you hit the nail on the head, Todd. That to me, that is the solution to the problem. For me, that's the solution to the problem, is the rollout of the magic shots. They've got to get here, and they've got to get in people. That is my personal opinion. Again, disclaimer, not criticizing the Thai government, not criticizing the CCSA, not criticizing the Ministry of Health here in Thailand, not criticizing any of those people, because we don't know why the rollout has been a little slower than what was anticipated. We don't know. I don't have specifics on why. So I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying that is the solution, is to get the magic shots in the arms of people. Absolutely. Or butt or whatever, wherever you get it at. That's the solution. And until the solution is implemented, we're going to continue to experience these problems, in my opinion. Again, I don't know what causes the problems. I don't know what the cause of the problems are in terms of delays, shipments. We talked about the pauses that they had, the over concerns with the magic shots yesterday in yesterday's live stream. We know that contributed to slowing the rollout some. But beyond that, I don't know the scope of what the issue is, and therefore I'm not going to speculate. I believe Thailand will get as serious as they can possibly be, and have been serious. But perhaps this third wave will reinvigorate maybe some of the people on the other side that delivers these magic shots to Thailand, and maybe they'll get them and start implementing the rollout a little faster. That would be great. It would be great. But Todd, that to me, that is a solution. Anon says, for context, Thailand population 70 million has had 67,000 cumulative cases. Prince George's County, Maryland, population 900,000, has had 85,000 cases. Oof, that is rough. Tim, YouTube wants me to hold your comment, but I have to say that no, not really. That people are going to come and go regardless, unless they specifically say this is why I'm leaving Thailand. Then I wouldn't worry about it. Ross says, Anon, I spent the first 10 years of my life in PG County. Todd says, Anon 555, yes, you are correct. MedTech, yes, Todd, but the Chinese vax only has 50% rate of effectiveness. It's only worthwhile if Thailand chooses a Western solution. I've read some conflicting data about that, but I'm not going to debate that right now. Jim, guys, I decided to wait. Oh, I've already read that. You did decide to wait till tonight, and everybody saw that you did pay. You are a man of your word, and I do appreciate it very much, Mr. Pale. Tim says, the 5th, my second magic shot. Good for you. Todd says PG County still growing strong. Thailand digital nomad. Hashtag Ross and Rayong. Life is fantastic. And says Roger McGee, the U.S. has nothing to do with it. The companies need to forego the profits. Now the rest of the world gets to see what the U.S. goes through for drug prices. You make a good point on with the prices there. Early congratulations, Tim, for sure. Jim says, sorry, I'm running late. I actually fell asleep. I almost slept through the live. No, Jim, don't do that. Tim says, Jim, we all knew you were going to pay. Of course, we knew Jim's going to pay, of course. So he's saying hello. Anon says, Todd. Oh, he's talking about PG County. Jim says, at Lyle, I paid better late than never, right? James says, most countries have been slow to roll out the jabs. That's true. Filter says, a 50% effective magic shot plus testing that gives 50% false positive. Does anyone else sense a shell game is being played? with, without getting into this is funny. Jim just sent $1.25 to the Cash App because he said Lyle charged him a late fee. That's funny. And if you guys want to send anything to the Cash App, I always forget to put that tag up there. I'll put that up there for you right now. That's my Cash App tag. Roger says the U.S. can make a one-time exclusion for this situation. That's fair. Ross says, I left in 75 and it was crap then, moved to Montgomery, and he's talking about somewhere else. Lyle said, I saw Jim Pell still late though. So he paid his late fee. Jim says, hey Ross, how are you? Your local IRS agent is here tonight. And on Roger McGee, the point is that the V formulas are property of the drug companies. They have to voluntarily give up their intellectual property. That's what we have dealt with for decades. That's true. I'm going to remove that one because of the whole V word in there. And no offense, brother. Rocco says, even though everything will go magical, I can see a mask mandate in the foreseeable future. Well, Thailand currently is under one. The entire country is under one. The whole thing. If you are indoors in public, or if you are outdoors outside of your house, you must have a mask on. Period. There are three levels of fines. The first is 6,000 baht for a first offense. The second is 12,000 baht for a second offense, and the third is a 20,000 baht fine. And I would imagine after that would come probably some maybe criminal charges. Asian Scripture says Richard Barrow just updated today's numbers. 1940 and 21 no longer with us. Wow. I hadn't got an alert on that yet. So thank you very much, Jason, for updating those numbers. So that went up even more from yesterday. And yesterday was higher than the day before, significantly. So, man, it's just not looking good, guys. It's just not. At Thailand Digital Nomad, Pala is so far from me. It took me 1 hour drive to get there last time. I don't know a great barbecue restaurant over there. Roger McGee says agree to disagree. Fair enough. That's what we do in here. That's nothing wrong with that. And I was talking to James Dean 1. He says the problem with Thailand is that they were depending on the AZ jab from Europe. Then Europe decided to renege on selling the jab outside of Europe for a while. I did not know that. That's interesting information, Aaron. MedTech says, I disagree to disagree. Phil throws the Jim Pell and a high back at you. I think I saw a picture of you the other day. I was playing Monopoly, and there was this guy with a monocle. Is that right? Did I say that right? I'm an English teacher, by the way. Hello, Helix. It's going to take a long time to get everyone a jab, even if money were no issue. As far as we know, yeah, 10-4 on that. I think that, let's see, everyone, if money were no issue, as far as we know, you need 2 jabs. 14 billion jabs is a lot. I agree. 100%. Ross says the science tells us masks outside are not needed, but in recycled air, the risk is much greater. If that's what it says. Matt Tech says, realistically, who would stop me if I was running? If you're, I'm not sure what that means. Bedtech says, I'm unsure that I could ingest enough air to run in Thailand heat while wearing a mask. Oh, I see what you're saying. I don't know, but I'm sure they would find a way. Definitely sure they would find a way. Excuse me 1 second, guys. I got a message here online that. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Back to reading. Back to quoting where I was. I was on the frequently asked questions. And where did that go? Right here, I think. Yep. Let's get into the frequently asked questions. First one, are beaches open? Again, this is in the Chonburi province and the Pattaya area and all that stuff. It's a journey. What's up? Hey, Jeremy, it's the resident lady expat. Thank you very much for stopping by. I'm glad you're here. Jim says, hey, Jeremy, I just read today that they're shutting down some of the big sites that down here in Florida due to lack of appointments. Interesting. That is interesting. Senior Frank, what's up, buddy? The number of, quote, no longer with us, quote, and the number of people, or in a quote, I should say, and the number of people closing in on the status are probably the reason for the aggressive measures. Cases and positivity rates are relatively low here, but hospitals are reaching capacity quickly, and the long-term care will keep them that way for a while. That's a fair assessment, I think. MedTech says, I run, not walk, not jog. Gotcha, buddy. Gotta love Thailand. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by this morning. If you hadn't hit the thumbs up button yet, please do so. Are beaches open? That is the first question. The answer is yes and no. Public beaches are open like Jomtien and Pattaya Beach, but many private beaches, including hotel beaches and the Navy-owned beaches, have decided to close. Additionally, some jurisdictions have closed their beaches. As an overall rule, beaches are open only for exercising. Umbrella chair vendors have been told to suspend service until further notice, and people are being asked not to sit, gather, socialize, eat, or especially drink alcohol or throw a party. It's going to hurt those vendors out there. You also need to wear a mask when on the beach or face the mask sign. Note, this is from the Pattaya News. Note, we have mixed reports of people being told to get off the sand at some beaches. Your mileage may vary here. Comments coming in. Jim says 39 watching, only 21 ups and 3 trolls. Good. At least we got 3 trolls. That's great. Filter says 14 billion jabs. Just think of the man hours wasted just by people getting the jabs. Assuming 1 hour to get a jab, including travel, 28 billion man hours. That's 14 million man years of lost labor. That's funny. Roger says malls are open, parks are closed. Yeah, I know, right? It's kind of weird. Anon says, Senior Frank, again, for context, Thailand has 224 people who have assumed room temperature. PG County, Maryland, 1% of the population has 1,425 people in that situation. Interesting. Jim says, in other words, hit the thumbs up button. I agree, Jim. Hit the thumbs up button. Can I swim on a beach? The answer is yes, if it's not closed as stated above. There's an update in bold. It says, we have been told this is only for some beaches. Others, law enforcement have ordered people out of the water as wearing a mask while swimming is not able to happen. The city call center confirmed this on major public beaches. Wow. Jim says, takes me about 10 minutes to get stuck at the VA. That's pretty cool. MedTech thumbed up. Thank you, sir. Anon says, DoMoreLife girlfriend tells me that masking not required on beach in Cham. That's probably true because Cham is in a different province. I don't think the province that Cham's in is in a dark red zone. Jim Pell says, hey guys, we were a little slow last night on people watching the live sneak out for a minute. And God share the video. I don't know what that says. Share the live on your social media. Let's see if we can get some people in here. Yeah, that's great. Definitely, you can share it on your social media. That brings people in. That would be cool. If not, we got the core group here, and that's good enough for me. Filtho says, but does Thailand count people terminated in motorcycle accidents who happen to have the illness in their system like the U.S. does? That's a good point. Good point. MedTech says a run at night. Well, here's the thing. Yesterday I talked about suggestive lockdown measures, and the suggestion, Jim, I'm messing, man. But the suggestion by the government is to stay home at all costs. Stay home unless you have to have essential travel, or you essentially need to be somewhere, or something essential. They want you to stay home. They want you to order everything else. That's what's been in the media. Pray for it. Hello, good to see you, man. Hadn't seen you in a while. Glad you stopped by. And I says, DoMoreLife, yes. Pechabury and Prachap Kirikan Wahin are in lighter red, not blood red. Yep, there you go. So they probably don't have that full mask mandate. Senior Frank says there are more differences between Thailand and Maryland, and more considerations to be made in planning mitigation efforts. Fair enough. I'm not saying anyone is right or wrong, just assessing the actions and possible reasons behind the thinking. Fair enough. MedTech says, I probably shouldn't be so worried. I'm still in the USA. That's also a fair statement. And Anon says, Philthos, that's a good point. So, question. Can I play group sports on the beach? Answer. As long as they are not over 20 people, mask wearing is taking place, and people are socially distanced. No socializing, fans, gathering, etc. By fans, they don't mean like fans that keep you cool. They mean like fans, people that are watching the sport. And then there's an update. We have been told some beaches are discouraging this or have removed nets and tapped off the sporting areas. Interesting. Question. Do I have to wear a mask everywhere outside, even when exercising? Here you go, MedTech. Answer, yes. The basic rule is either wear a mask everywhere outside of your home or face a fine up to 20,000 baht. Question, do I have to wear, and listen to this, this is interesting right here. Do I have to wear a mask in my car? This is in the dark red zone, specifically in Chonburi. The answer, yes. We have got mixed answers on if you need one alone. So in other words, if you're by yourself driving in a car, do you need one? They said they have mixed answers, yes and no. Bangkok has said if there is more than one person, even family members, they must wear masks in the car. However, we have reports of some people fined for being alone in their car without a mask at the provincial level. When in doubt, wear a mask, especially if you are approaching a checkpoint and will need to speak to an official. Question, can I meet other people at their homes? The answer is yes, but it is officially discouraged. The limit on groups of people is 20. Keep in mind, if you are having a party, that is considered a violation of the emergency decree, and if caught, could face the potential of years in jail and a high baht fine. The emergency decree gives the government lots of extra powers to, quote, protect your health. They can also consider less than 20 people a party or gathering for socialing purposes and still apply the Emergency Decree Act. We have confirmed reports of as few as 2 people being arrested for drinking and partying, generally outside or in front of their homes, though in public view. Question, is Koh Larn open? Answer, yes, but all other rules and restrictions apply, including no sitting or lying on the beach. That should give everybody a pretty good feeling of just how, for lack of a better term, serious the government seems to be taking the situation. So there you go. There was one thing here. Okay. So that will pretty much cover today's news. And we got the numbers this morning. So the numbers have gone up again today, which is not a good thing. Not at all. Let me go up and get the comments, and we'll talk about those. Jim said, let's see. MedTech says, I'm more worried in the USA than I've ever been in Thailand. That's fair enough, fair to say. Jim says, here is the reason I was trying to say I wanted more people in here, because tonight I would like to do a little something different with the challenge, and here it is. Uh-oh, Jim's got a challenge. MedTech says, Anon, I'm only worried about wearing a mask while running. It looks like you're going to have to, bud. Jim says, challenge number 1. I challenge each and every member in here, Cash App or PayPal, the channel $10. Jeremy needs it this week for channel more than you know. So please, if you can contribute just $10. That's Jim's challenge. Okay. Well, we'll see how many people contribute the 10, Jim. I don't have anything yet, so we'll see. We shall see. But thank you for throwing that out there. I appreciate it. And for those of you that use PayPal, the link is at the top. Cash App tag is somewhere in the stream there. Anon says, DoMoreLife, the CCSA itself has said driver plus passenger require a mask, not driver alone, but discretion is applicable. I suggest using a gaiter while in a car so you can pull up quick as needed. Okay, fair enough. Lee Lindsay, Petri dish. Nah. MedTech says, I'm not an anti-masker. I just don't think I could breathe enough air when running. Yeah, I understand. I get it. I get it. Felto says, not sure if true, but it seems like a lot of Thai originated with illegal aliens coming in causing break outside, while in the U.S. we are relocating illegals into our communities. Now, yeah. So one of I think the second, maybe it was the second wave that came through, was the migrant workers in Samut Prakan. I think that's how you say the name of the province. It's just next to Bangkok here. And that was at a market. Was it a fish market? I can't remember. But that was where the kind of second wave broke out and had an impact on businesses and everybody else. So yeah, that's fair. Filtho says, not sure if true, but it seems like a lot of Thai deaths. Oh, I already read that, and I said the D word. I shouldn't have said that. In fact, Filthos, I'm going to remove that comment just to be safe, just to be YouTube safe. The Ralph, wonder how they view some of the bar streams. Because the bar streams are not monetized, they're probably not really viewing them that much. It would take trolls to mass report, flag, write YouTube. You know, people that were mad that other people were making money while they just sat behind a computer and hate people. It would take those kind of people to write into YouTube, say, hey, they're doing this on YouTube, and then YouTube would take a look at it. But apparently, from what I've heard, and I watched like 5 minutes of one stream just to see what it was like. It's just girls in a room, and men are buying them drinks through PayPal or Cash App or whatever. And I says, Filthos, I agree wholeheartedly, absolutely, completely, 110%. I'm with you there on that. I hate I had to remove that comment. Alderman Asia, good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Jim says, just because we love the channel. That's right. Love of the channel. Philtho says, sorry, no more politics from Philtho, so it won't be easy, but I'll try. You can do it. It's okay, man. We can't get into politics on this channel. Just can't do it. It causes too many problems, and I certainly don't want to talk about politics. Even though things are political at the moment, we have to try to keep politics out of the conversation. So it is what it is. No harm, no foul. And it says, MetTech, my technique here in the U.S. is to use a very lightweight filter mask with exhaust ports, and then removing the filters keeps the Karens at bay. That's funny. MetTech says, for outside running, we don't even have to wear a mask at the gym in Indiana. That's very interesting. The Ralph says, as far as gatherings. Oh, you mean as far as gatherings? That is a really good question. That is a really, really, really good question. So yesterday, Thailand rolled out an app called the More Prom app, and it's to register for magic shots. And that alert that you just got was that the app crashed yesterday as people rushed to register for the rollout. It was also my understanding that Thai citizens were going to be first anyway. About 300,000 people have registered for the vaccine. There's also a line account where people can register. About 1 million people were unable to register due to the high traffic volume and problems with participating hospitals. People can register in the first group of vulnerable people, the elderly, and those who have seen chronic diseases. People will still be able to register until the end of May. There are some 11.7 million Thais over the age of 60. People considered with chronic diseases number around 4.3 million people. The Magic Shot program for these two groups will start on June 7th. So we're going to have to go through the month of May before those programs even start, which makes it a little tricky. A spokesperson for the public health ministry says the problems were mostly caused by participating hospitals not making slots available when people were registering. 160 hospitals have opened up slots for people to avail themselves of 2-dose magic shots. He goes on to talk about where they're being administered and how and that kind of thing. You guys can check that out at the Tiger. As I just received that information there. So I like getting live updates in the middle of everything. Let me go back up here. Catch the comments. It says, you got a good point there, Ralph, in terms of the gatherings. I don't know how they would look at that. Again, it would take people that hate you on YouTube, trolls. They would write into YouTube and they would complain, or they would call, not write into YouTube. They would call the local Thai authorities, and if they knew where your location was, they would call the authorities, and then they would have them swoop in and try to get you in as much trouble as possible, because that's what the trolls here in Thailand do. Just a bunch of losers that can't stand to see anybody else win. That's all. Jim says, wow, I do not hear any ding ding. I don't either, Jim. No ding dings. We've had a pretty good run of ding dings, but I have not heard any ding dings today. So we'll see what happens with that. Anna says, MetTech, we need them when in a gym, but I also use them when in 7-Eleven, Wally World, or grocery store where Karen lays in wait. Fair enough. Ultimate Asia, bought my ticket yesterday. Cool. You do know that all the queues are back to 14 days. I hope you know that when you bought your ticket. So there is no more, unless you got a certificate of entry before May 1st, then your queue is going to be 14 days, no matter if you've had both magic shots or not. MedTech says, yeah, and I wear at Walmart, bank, PO, etc. Not mandated, but I want to be polite. I just draw a line at exercise. Fair enough. Anna says, Thai citizens first, as they should be, of course. Every country should take care of their own first. Agreed. No question about that. The Ralph says, maybe because the ladies stay together, they might figure like a family group. Could be. The Ralph definitely could be. But if you had, let me put it to you like this: if I owned a bar, okay, and the bar was closed down, and I had 2 or 3 girls in a room, and they just were wearing, regular clothes, and they were online on YouTube, live streaming, chatting with men, having them buy them drinks, that kind of thing. Somebody would call the authorities in wherever I was, and would say that I was having a party, or I was having a gathering, or I was doing this, or I was doing that, and I was in violation of the emergency decree. And then they would come looking for me. I guarantee it, 100%. There's too many people in this country that hate me for absolutely no reason, by the way. Jim says, okay, challenge 1 was a bust. You guys just like to watch me pay. You don't. You so. Jim says, challenge number 2, from 11:05 p.m. to 11:20 p.m. his time, which is right now and for the next 15 minutes. Get $75. I will send $25 PayPal or Cash App. So PayPal or Cash App only. If we get a total of $75, then Jim will contribute another $25, and we'll have the $100 mark for today, which would be awesome, by the way. How do I complain about you to YouTube? Just click the flag and report me. Let's see here. Let me go back up real quick. Autumn says, to South Mexico, though. Oh! So you're not coming to Southeast Asia? Well, brother, I can't really blame you, man. Let us keep us posted on South Mexico. I would love to know what the situation is there. And any of you guys, see, this is what's going to happen. Southeast Asia, not all countries, but places like Thailand that are going through this right now are going to lose a lot of tourism dollars because people are going to find other places to go. And if they find other places for a long time. So, hey, we have our first $10 in, Jim. And it is from a man I will not call. He says, I'll kick it off. Informative as always. Thanks. You are very welcome, sir. But this is a member of the chat frequently. So there is $10 we got going. 10 out of 70, or out of 75. So we have 65 to go. Thank you, Jim, for the challenge, and thank you very much, sir. You know who you are for the contribution. Very, very, very much appreciated. Still mandated in the DC area. Mark says, rhetorical question. Wearing mask alone in your car. Who are you protecting? Who are you danger from? Moving right along. Yeah, it's, I can't. I don't even know how to address that. Rocco says, the automation, good call at the moment. I agree. That is a good call. Jim says, and I will send it tonight. LOL. Lyle, that was for you. Lyle says he was going to ask. Yeah, so Jim will send his 25 tonight if we get 65 more. That'd be awesome. Automation says, I will keep you posted and post videos. Please do so. Please do so. Very interesting. Very interested in seeing some of those places. I'm buffering. Sorry. MedTech says, I hope you know I'm joking. Of course, I know you're joking. Absolutely, 100%. And even if you weren't, you could report me for whatever you wanted to. I've been reported so many times. I had a chat conversation with I have the chat option now on YouTube where I can chat directly with a member of their team. The YouTube team, and they were telling me about the reports that had come in and what the claims were on the content. And I think he was laughing in the background. I was certainly laughing to myself. But nothing's been done. Hasn't affected the channel at all. Channel's still growing. It's slow growth, but patience is the name of the game when it comes to stuff like this. And right now, really for me, it's more valuable for me to keep you guys informed because there's just so much going on, and that's why the live streams are here. Live streams also help generate revenue for the channel because when they do open back up, I'll be going somewhere. Hang on one second, guys. Okay, looks like somebody got kicked. Good. I could tell by his name he probably doesn't need to be in here. Let's see here. Buffering, says Philthos. Sorry about that, guys. And I says, hey, JC, you're buffering on your video. The circle of death is popping up regularly. That's not good. Is it better now? I hope it's better. Roger says, not buffering here today, but was so bad yesterday I couldn't watch. That's weird. And I says, Mark, and we laugh at people who wear masks alone in their cars. Philto says, same here. I also had a server error message pop up. That's weird. Probably somebody trying to hack into something or do something to my computer or do something to my channel. So, I don't know. I hope it's a little bit better now, maybe. Maybe we're a little bit better. I'm not sure. Yes, better now. Okay, very good. MadTech says, I watch more Philippine-based channels despite having chosen Thailand because there seem to be more Philippines-based bloggers. There are a lot of bloggers in the Philippines. I know many of them. And the reason you don't see as many Thailand bloggers here is because the vast majority of Thailand bloggers are the keyboard warriors, are the trolls, are the, they're just terrible human beings that I would never recommend anybody spend any time around. And that also applies to the Philippines as well. It's a bunch of drama, bunch of grown men acting like children. Same thing here in Thailand. That's why I just eliminated all that from this channel because you're not going to grow as a channel. If you're a person, the Ralph says some of the other Thai streams were buffering today. I won't specify. Yes, no need to specify. So thank you for that, sir. But the overall, as far as the blogging situation goes, you have section of bloggers who are interested in drama, and you have a section of bloggers who are pretentious, that pretend like they're not doing bloggers, like they're not participating in drama, and they do behind the scenes. They do everything they can to hurt somebody else. It's crazy. It's crazy, and it's uncalled for. It's childish, and it's retarded. In my opinion, it's mentally disturbing. Jim says, keep up with the money coming in. I'll be right back in about 10 minutes. Challenge extended until 11:30 p.m. Good. $10 is in, 65 to go to get Jim to pay 25 until 11:30. So we got 15, 16, 17, about 17 more minutes. Let's see if we get it in. I don't know. Prep Fort says, I would feel better if our comments were 6 feet apart. That's funny, man. That's funny. Very, very funny. I don't know what to say to that. Senior Frank says, there are a lot of new vloggers in Thailand over the last year that don't seem to get picked up by the algorithm. That's true. If you do some focused searching, you can find quite a few. True on that as well. YouTube's algorithm changes constantly. They're always making updates to it. The bottom line is watch time and recommendations. Watch time and retention are the two main factors that now are essential to the YouTube algorithm. So the longer people stay on your video, or the more cumulative watch time you have, the better. And the longer people stay on your video, the more you can carry them through the video without them falling off. That's pretty much what the algorithm is based upon now. So you have to make videos accordingly. Me personally, I'm not doing a lot of changes to the way I make videos. It'll be what it'll be. I'm very, YouTube has been great to me in all aspects. I've made some amazing connections with some amazing people. I've also met some people on here that need psychiatric evaluations, and then need to be put on, in my opinion, would likely require medication for the rest of their lives. But I don't worry about those people. I worry about the people that I care about. I worry about the people that care about me. And the integrity has the hold of the channel. That's the main thing. The integrity has the hold, and since I am the channel, it's kind of one of those, if you're a leader in a job, like if you get put in a management position, you have to lead by example, right? So it's almost the same thing here. We lead by example, or I try to lead by example, do my best. Doesn't always work, but I'm human. I'm going to make mistakes, but lead by example. And that's what I try to do. MedTech says, Thailand, I watch Mike. And you, Jeremy, would you recommend any other Thailand-based channels? Yeah, you can watch Ross. Ross has a channel. There are, for what you like to talk about, MedTech, I don't really know of anybody, of many other channels in Thailand that would suit your needs, or not necessarily needs, but would hold your attention. If you want to hear vloggers talking about other vloggers, I can recommend many channels, but that's just it's crazy. Lots of half truths and lots of just completely made up BS. And I know you're not into that, and neither am I. So in Thailand, Rob's got a channel. Rob, 20 Seconds in Thailand. He's a good vlogger. He does a good job. Maybe that's a channel you would watch. I'm not sure. Anybody else in Thailand that I can recommend? Not really. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. The Ralph says, what about the commercials? Can they tell if I watched, and do they matter? The ads, yeah, they matter. The watching of the ads matter. But that's a whole AdSense thing. And I can't really talk about that too much because somebody could misinterpret it. Rob is fun. I agree, Ottoman Asia. Attitude says, karma is like a boomerang. Send out good ones, get good ones back. That's 100% correct. Keep healthy and wealth will come. I like your attitude. That is, I believe that 100%. I believe that is why some vloggers that engage in these vlogger reviews of other vloggers and this perpetual obsession that they have with other vloggers, and they perpetually destroy their own credibility by talking about other people, because you can be around people in life and watch the way that the people talk about other people, because that's the same way those people are going to talk about you to other people. And once people learn that and they learn the history of the person speaking, they're likely to go away and not come back. Filtho says, needing psychiatric evaluation. I think I've been out of No, not you, bro. Not you. Medtech says, thank you, Jeremy. Yeah, not into gossip channels. Good. Me either. Rob is fun. Yes, he is. Anon says, there's one pretty new channel with a guy traveling on his motorbike throughout all 77 provinces, including BKK. Good vids. Cool. That's cool. Simon. I forgot about Simon. Simon is a good vlogger. That's true, Philthos. I forgot about Simon. Wonderful is a good one. Haven't heard of that one. I like Maggie's Journey. Maggie's Journey is a good channel as well. Forgot about mentioning her. But yes, Maggie's Journey is a good channel. And I don't mind you guys necessarily stating channels on here, but if it's a channel, a lot of these channels, some of these vloggers have tried to revamp themselves, like they're, all of a sudden changed and they're cool now and that kind of thing. But if you put up a channel that is, that I know has either caused harm to me in the past, caused harm to this channel in the past, or continues to look for reasons to cause harm to this channel, I'll pull that down real quick, just to let you guys know. So that's why I don't really do a lot of promoting of channels on here, and I don't talk about other vloggers. What have you heard me say about other vloggers? The ones that are bad, and the ones that are good are good. And no specifics on anybody. Anon says Patty Doyle is the channel I was talking about. Yeah, that is a good channel. That's the guy that is that the guy that speaks Thai fluently and walks around and talks to Thai people and that kind of thing. Because if that's him, that is a good channel. Anon. The Ralph says understand. Thank you, sir. Automation says Thai Girl Gift. I haven't heard of that one. And Foreigner Joe. I like Foreigner Joe. Foreigner Joe's cool. That's a pretty good one. But back to the topic at hand. I think, let's see. Filtho says, Anon just found Patty Doyle a few days ago. Looks good so far. I have to check. Am I right on the Patty Doyle thing? Or is that... Medtech says, I was about to ask about a channel. Maybe I shouldn't. You probably shouldn't, because I don't like talking about other vloggers, to be honest with you. I just don't. Even if it's positive, I don't like talking about them, because it's just not that this is DoMoreLife. We talk about ways to help each other. We talk about things that matter. We get the news, we get the updates, we get the videos. There's a whole bunch of how-to videos on this channel. I'm approaching or a little over 900 videos on this channel between the Philippines and Thailand. So if you can't learn something off of this channel, I went through the whole drama phase myself, where I was involved in I had to fire back every time somebody said something. Now I could care less what they say, what they do. It doesn't matter. I grew out of it. And I just don't like, I just don't engage. If somebody says something about another vlogger, great. But yeah, I would just keep them out of there. Automation says they have a house build going on now. Nice house. Yes, I did see a thumbnail for that, Automation. Anon says, no, you're thinking about Thai Talk with Patty. Oh, okay. That's a different one. Gotcha. Attitude says, when someone comes at you, just put your hands together and say, I'll try that. Anon says, Asia. I've met them IRL a couple of times. Great folks. Cool. Good enough. Jeremy says, Matt Tech. Thank you. Lyle says, 28 up, 4 down. Jim will hit the thumbs up next week for this week. I like that. DoMoreLife, not giving crap is the best way. Absolutely. And absolutely it is. I really don't care what other people say. People can come to this channel and watch what I do, and my actions speak for themselves. Words mean nothing to me. Words mean nothing. Words are just words. If people are that worried about me and my channel, then they can come over and look at me and my channel, and they can see what we do. It's that simple. If they don't like what we do, they don't have to be a part of it. I hope everybody wants to be a part of it, but unfortunately, that hasn't been the case, and I don't look for it to ever be the case. So I think Jim went to sleep. Didn't he say he was going to sleep for 10 minutes? Because we got $10 on his challenge, and I'm not going to lie to you guys. I kind of like making Jim pay a little bit. I know, Lyle, you like it too. I know you like to make Jim pay. I don't know if we'll get there this time. Lyle says people are judged by their actions, not their words. I agree 100%. And to be truthful, when people talk about you in a negative light, that tends to push people to examine you. They want to come up with their own criteria. They want to come up with they want to look for that negative so they can say, oh yeah, that guy's a bad guy. And what tends to happen when people come to my channel is they look and see, if they're logical people, they look and see what's actually happening on this channel, and then they stay on this channel. So I don't mind the negative publicity. Not at all. But you're right, Lyle. Actions definitely speak louder than words. Anon says, I think you have the best live streams for conversation, though if you had 300 watching by 30, it might be tough to maintain. Yeah, it would definitely be enough. Yeah, it would definitely be tougher to maintain. It would be a super chat, or I would have to do questions with super chats or PayPals or whatever, that kind of thing. It would be hard to catch. There's no way I could catch every question if there were 300 people watching. I had about the most I've ever had. I think I had 151 or 154. I was doing a live walking and talking stream in Pattaya way back before the illness hit, and I couldn't keep up with the comments on that one. So even I tried, but I couldn't. Jim says, just listening caught you. I love that. Jim says, yes, when people talk about you, they think you're going for 10 minutes. Got to Jeremy is my troll. That's funny. Ross says, JC, good book to read or listen to audio, The Art of Not Giving. Yep, I've heard about that. You can learn how to let others' words roll off your back like water off a duck's butt. Definitely doing that. Also looking at The Stoic. There's a book called The Stoic that I've been that I got online, and I've been reading it. So it's helped a lot. It's helped a lot. I'm in a better place mentally than I've been in my life probably ever. So I'm doing well, doing great. Remember the big night we done? Yes, I do remember the big night we done, Jim. And looking forward to having another big night at some point. Excuse me. Ross says, sorry, the book is called The Subtle Art. Yeah, I knew which book you were referring to, Ross. And I've been recommended that book several times by many people. So I actually watched a video by the author of that. He's got a video out on what it actually means, what the title actually means. And it was very interesting to see exactly what he was talking about. So how much do we have so far? Jim says we have $10, Jim. $10. Yeah, we have $10 that came through in PayPal. And I appreciate the person that sent that very, very much. He said he was kicking it off. And then that was it. Ross says, I have it on audio. I have to get it on audio too. I'm not a big person to sit down and read a book. And as soon as work starts back up full time again, I won't really have time. Our schedule is going to be insane. So, yeah, it's going to be insane. I really won't have time to do a lot of sit down reading, so I have to be listening because I'm going to make some videos over the next week that'll be put out. I also have I'm going to finalize the photo shoot with the photo shoot video with the Filipina that I did. I'm going to work on that. May start working on it today, but definitely I'm working from home next week, so I have a little bit of flexibility, but not much. There's a lot of work that we have to do from home, and I'll continue to work on that. That'll be a video that will come out on YouTube, and then there will be an extended version for the channel members. It'll be cool. Jim says, "What the hell?" I know. I'm not sure myself, Jim, but it's all good, man. We've had a lot of people who've contributed a lot of money recently to this channel, and I really appreciate that. So I'm not. It is what it is. It's all good. It's all good. We'll have another big night some other time. It's no problem. And I says, Jim Pellin, I thought you were upset and yelling five. Eric, what's up, buddy? Work is overrated. Work is overrated. I agree with you 100%. I agree. As I start to learn more about ways to earn real income that is, I'm not sure that there is such thing as truly passive income, but as close to passive as can be, I'm really starting to get away from the whole idea of work or working for somebody else. Working for myself, whole different experience. And I says, Eric, in Virginia, the 4-hour work week, speaking of books, seems like the way to go. That's another one I've heard about many times, and I would love to get involved, or I would not get involved. I would love to read that book. Definitely love to read that book. Emmanuel, hello. I haven't seen you in a long time. Just lost $540 in fees due to not using my tickets within a year. Hopefully April of next year. Oh, man, that's tough. Flights. Let's talk about flights for a minute, guys. Flights. If you have flights booked to Thailand, if you want to come right now, come. I don't, me personally, if I was in the U.S., I wouldn't come right now. Just because of, all the entertainment stuff is closed. All the things that you would want to do as a tourist, for the most part, is closed. So I wouldn't come right now. Therefore, I would check for refund statuses, vouchers. If you're interested in going to the Philippines, I can highly recommend Henry, or better known as Rike. His channel is Life Beyond the Sea. He did a video. It's about an hour and 20-something minutes long on his ordeal leaving the Philippines. And you guys, if you want to leave the Philippines or go to the Philippines or leave Thailand or come to Thailand, I highly recommend you invest an hour and a half in that video, because it just shows the little steps that can go wrong that can lead to major problems. And he talks about getting flight vouchers and that kind of thing, and 50% refunds on one flight, and etc. So I encourage all of you that are not coming to Thailand, that have decided to wait this third wave out. I don't blame you. To check into your refund policy on your airline as early as possible. And if you are coming, check and see. You already know what the requirements are to enter the country, but double check them again, because they've changed again. Also, double check with your airline, because your airline may have restrictions as well. Very important that you get that information for sure. I'm sorry to hear that, Emmanuel. I really am. Filtho says, work is overrated as a way of making money. Meaningful work is essential to a healthy mind and life. That is probably one of the best comments I've heard. You're 100% right, Philthos. Oh, let me back up 1 second and say one thing. 1,940 new cases, 21 no longer with us. That's what's dinging over here. I forgot what I was going to back up and say now, but it's okay. I'll think about it another time. Philthos, that's a great comment. Great comment. Meaningful work is essential to a healthy mind and life. I agree with that 100%. Anon says, having said that, a flight from the east coast of Thailand is dirt cheap right now. If you're planning to move or doing a long visit, now's a great time to book. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Emmanuel says, I've seen the video. Great information. A lot of good information. Anon says, Etad, I never say that right, to Bangkok, $728 for a round trip in June, July. Wow, that's good. By the way, July, they're still planning. I have heard nothing to the contrary. They're still planning on opening the sandbox model. They're still planning on opening the sandbox model to Phuket and even Koh Samui and on July 1st. Don't know if it'll happen or not, but haven't heard anything to the contrary. Jim says, Jeremy, understanding what you're saying, that is okay. It's not a big deal that we both know you need $100 in contributions tonight. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. We'll get them. Your challenges and things that you do, Jim, are super appreciated on the channel, and I believe it gets people motivated, and the people that then contribute, my heart goes out to you for contributing your hard-earned money. Just know you're making an investment. You're making an investment in future content for the channel and for whatever I wind up doing in my life. That's really what you're doing. And your return, your ROI on your contribution will be the content that you receive and the information that you receive. Obviously, the more cash flow we have to operate that with, like eventually I would like to hire somebody to do my thumbnails for me, to do some of the editing for me, that kind of thing, eventually, one day. Not anytime soon, but it would save me a lot of time, and I could get a lot more content out if I could do that. So yes, contributions are important, but I'm not going to, be stuck. I'm not going to be angry because we didn't, start off the month of May on a high dollar note. It'll be okay. It'll come because the people of this channel love the channel and they keep it going. I missed a comment up here. Eric said, good points. Philthos, I agree. Very good points. Jim says, JC prides himself on not being an e-beggar. That's 100% correct. I pride myself in trying to get everyone fired up to contribute to the channel we love. That is also 100% correct, Jim. Philthos says, traveling to Thailand or the Philippines, I never thought it would make sense to engage a law firm like Integrity just to make sure travel paperwork is complete and in order. I guess it depends on the person that you are. Ooh, we just got 20 more, Jim. Thank you very much. This is from Emmanuel, as a matter of fact. And thank you very much, Emmanuel. I truly appreciate that. Truly appreciate that. And since he uses his regular name online, I can show you that just came in. Awesome, Emmanuel. Very, very, very nice. Thank you so much. I really genuinely appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Like I said, always keeps the channel going. And very, very nice. Philtho says, traveling to Thailand or Philippines, never thought it would make, to paperwork complete in order. I guess that depends on the person that you are. If you're somebody like me who is a little bit clumsy sometimes, I would hire, if provided I had the money, I would hire a lawyer to make sure all my stuff was in order. Just because I have a tendency to miss some of the things. That's just me, who I am. Some people don't need to do that. Some people can read what they need and understand the entire process, go straight through it, and they're done. And my hat goes off to them because I do not fall in that category. So it is what it is. Jim says, so guys, let's do this and get the 100. Well, we just got 20 closer to it, and we had 10, so that's 30. You asked for 75, and you would put in the other 25. So we're now looking at, we need $45 more. I think so. Jim says, Jeremy never asked me to do this. I do this because I love the channel and I love the family and I love what Jeremy stands for. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. Senior Frank says it's also a good time to get a long-term lease. I've heard that too, Frank. I've heard that too. Some friends are moving down to Succomet, Asuk, and got a 3-bedroom condo that is normally 70,000 baht per month for 50,000 baht. Wow, that's a big difference. Big difference. A lot of savings there. Real estate prices are dropping around Thailand, just to let you guys know. If you're interested in long stay, now's a good time. And I says, at Emmanuel, I lost a ticket when coming back from Thailand to the U.S. at the beginning of April 2020 when all the countries went into a total LD. I sympathize. Yeah, me too. I remember when that happened. And that was a tough one. Definitely a tough one. And I said, Senior Frank, 50K is an amazing price for a soap. Yes, it is, especially for that size apartment. Jim says, I found this channel by accident and I have never regretted it. He has a video that would touch the heart of many people. Oh, that was my 7 years of freedom. Yeah. And Jim says to Emmanuel, thank you for the contribution. I appreciate that. Rumple B, Jeremy, is your work office closed now for the 2 weeks? I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know what the situation is going to be. I expect an email from management later today, and they'll give me the scoop. I wish I had more information for you, but that's all I know right now. I know I'm going to be working from home next week. I just don't know about the office in particular. I'm not sure. Anon says, at Filthos, things are changing so much and so fast that it is probably a good thing for the time being. I'm normally do-it-yourself, but right now, yep, I understand, Anon, and you make a very solid point there, brother. Filthos says, exactly, Anon. Yeah, exactly. Manuel says, no problem. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that contribution very much. Jim says, oh, I'm sorry, Manuel Finley don't count. He's not a member. Just kidding. LOL. Jim's always trying to stir up a little something in the chat over there. I don't want you guys, booking flights thinking everything's going to be okay. The truth is, this is hard for me to say, but the truth of the matter is, until I really don't know if I should say this or not, but I'm going to anyway. It'll be what it'll be. The truth is, until you actually see these magic shots roll in June, as we discussed earlier, and they start going into people, I'm not sure that I would start booking flights unless I already had an established place over here or an established girl that I was, coming to live with or stay with or whatever. Or I had a logistical purpose for being here. I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure that I would come. I'm not saying I wouldn't, but I'm just not sure that I would come. Because we keep hearing about the numbers and how everything's gonna happen. And I believe it's gonna happen. Don't get me wrong. But there seems to be a delay, pretty much in accordance with just about every shipment or supply line seems to have some type of issue, and that can happen. It's not, again, not blaming anybody. I'm just saying until the job is actually getting done. I'm not sure that I would come over, because not because of the illness itself, but because of the side effects of the illness. And I'm not talking about your body side effects. I'm talking about the side effects to the economy, the side effects to the tourism industry, the side effects to the traveling, the side effects to having a good time over here. If you come over here and there's only one hotel to stay at your inbound destination, then maybe you choose not to stay there. I don't know. Or maybe you don't want to stay at that particular hotel. I'm not sure. But these are all things to consider. When you make your decision whether or not you're going to fly over or not, in my opinion. Jim says, Jeremy, I think I've told you I'm also a realtor. It is a seller's market in Florida. There's no inventory here worth the flip. Homes are going into bidding war, selling for $15,000, $25,000 more than list. You are 100% right, because my dad did exactly that. Took a small piece of property and fixed it up and sold it for way more than what it's worth in Florida. So I agree with you. And I says, bottom line is, if you're coming as a tourist, come later. It's rainy season anyway. That's a fair statement, and it really is. Ottoman Asia says, the nice thing about my flight to Mexico is that the first time in my life I have the freedom of a one-way ticket. Don't know how long we'll stay. That is awesome, Autumn. That is awesome. That's awesome, man. Go down there and stay and have a good time. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the vacation. Take your time and just have a good time, man. And let us all know about it. Mr. Ed Lippett, speaking of Philippine people in the Philippines, hello, sir. Welcome, and I hope you are doing well, my friend. Jim says, and that's scary as hell. Yeah, it would be. Anon says, Jim, of course, all of New York and New Jersey wants to move to Florida. you got a good point there. Jim says 2008 times 100. I'm afraid. Let's hope not. Let's certainly hope not. People in real estate would be tremendously devastated by that, I'm sure. So, with that being said, I think I've passed along as much information as possible today. Jim says we're getting so many people from California on the East Coast. Yeah, I've heard that. Texas is getting a lot of people as well, and I know some other states are too. It happens, things like that happen, and I keep hearing about Texas seceding from the Union, and I'm like, wow, it's a big thing. Filtho says I'm not going to say that word, way that the health crisis has been handled has taken some of the luster off of Southeast Asia for me. That's fair. However, if the baht exchange rate continues in the right way, Thailand will be golden. You have a good point there. I really hope you don't mind me removing that comment. You're welcome to rewrite that, Filthos, but that D word, I'm afraid YouTube's algorithm will pick up on it, and I'm a little bit scared of that. But you have an excellent point in your comment. I can say that this even took a little bit of the luster for me as well. Being here, it has. But I also believe that luster will come back. I believe that. Biggs, what's up? Good to see you, man. Anna says that Jim, so they aren't satisfied with destroying their own state. They want to destroy yours as well. Where are we on dollars? Jim says. We have, let me look at my email just to make sure. We have 20, 30, 20, 30. Yeah, we have 30. So we have 45 more to go. to get to 75, and then you would kick in your 25. But I don't think we're going to make it today, and that's okay. That's okay. Autumn says at Filthos, I agree, but I will come where it is safe and sane. That's another fair point, Autumn. Definitely another fair point. Or come when it is safe and sane. That's a fair point. Fair point. I think the sanity part is not quite as bad as people think it is. Everything today is pretty. Everybody's still pretty chillaxed over here. It's just the people that are losing their businesses and losing their livelihoods are, eventually it's going to resort to a crime spike. People they're going to do whatever they have to survive, and I don't want it to get to that point. Emmanuel says 14-day queue upon arrival, right? Yes, sir. Unless you have a certificate of entry before May 1st, then yes, you will have to do a 14-day queue, unfortunately. And it is what it is. I don't know why they pushed it back to a 14-day queue, but they did. I didn't see a lot of imported cases coming in, but they felt that was the right thing to do. So I don't know. Anon says that Emmanuel Finley, yes, it went back up to 14 days. Yep. Jim says 30 plus 25 equals 55. Hey guys, I'm going to throw my 25 in. You guys, please come up with the other 45. We really need Life 5 more to cover the fees. Young guys, we can do it. I think Jim's speaking to text again. But you get his point. Well, Jim, I appreciate your contribution, as I'm sure it'll come through any moment. And we'll see what happens on the next live stream. We'll next weekend or on the next live stream, whenever I do one, we'll see what happens then, that's for sure. Autumn says, the sanity come from the rules that change faster than you can keep up with them. Fair point. Very fair point. Jim says, like I said earlier, Jeremy, when I asked, that's why I do it for him. So come on, guys, $55 more, and that will cover the fees. And because you're talking about covering the fees, I got you, and everything, and give the channel $100. That's true, Jim. Very true. There is someone out there that can help me on this. Come on, guys. Jim is just super encouraging there. Well, your call has been answered, Jim, at least partially. Our good friend, Mr. Lyle, I love you, brother, and thank you for continuing to support the channel the way you do. I don't know why you do it or how you do it, but I love you for it. Because his actual name is not the name he uses on here. I cover his name up, but thank you, Lyle, for $20. Very, very much appreciate that. That puts us $25 away. Wow. Ooh, I just got a message. That means I got to make a phone call after this. Interesting. Thank you very much, Lyle. Yeah, he said just sent 20. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you very, very, very much. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Jim says, no, I want 55. Jeremy, hang on. Okay, I'm hanging. Anna says, there's some type of excuse. I think that this may be because of the variations and what is currently going on in India. Could be. Very well could be. That's a fair point, Anon. And I mean, I certainly can't disagree with that. The India problem is a big problem. And, I mean, it's a problem. I feel sorry for India. I know that I read that the U.S. is going to help India. I don't know how much help there'll be, but I certainly hope that what's going on in India subsides fairly quickly. That would be nice. Just like here, I hope it goes away quickly, and it can go away quickly. It just depends on getting it in people. That's what it amounts to. Jim says, "Okay, guys, $35 more. We can do it, guys. Come on, come on, come on. 35 guys, dig in." Jim says, "Yaks, if we get $35 more, that covers the fees, the PayPal charges, and still gives the channel 100." So Jim is on a mission for 35 more, and I am on a mission to make sure that everybody's happy with the content up to date. I like having these discussions with you guys. Like after I read the news and all that stuff, it's good to hear your opinions. Anon says, "But this is not to say that I like it, especially considering I went through the jab was to make life in Thailand simpler." From that perspective, I haven't really thought about it from that perspective because I haven't had any of the magic shots yet. But I can tell you, sorry guys, 1 second. I got a request for an email address. 1 second, and I'll continue to comment on your. Oh crap! I hit the wrong button. I'll continue to comment on your comment, and because that was a good comment. Okay, there we go. Yeah. The reason that I would get it is to make life easier living in Thailand, and also to make life easier coming home. I do plan to go home and visit my family sometime very soon. I also have some legal issues over there that I need to take care of that involve Americans over here. So, or in Southeast Asia, to say the very least. So, I've got some stuff going on there too, and that'll happen at some point. We'll see what happens with that. Lyle says we are back to trippy lights. I'm sorry, man. I don't know what's going on with the. I don't know. And I says 2 days of bad flu afterwards, and that was that for me. A lot of people have said that. Several people that I talked to have been sick for a couple of days after, especially the second one. They've been sick for a couple of days. So I guess that's just part of the way it works. I don't know. I dread that part of it, but it is what it is. Autumn says, just this once, I wish the Big P would give up their hold on the V and give it to the world. What a nice thing to do, right? Just this once, okay? I agree. We talked about that earlier. I agree. Just give it up and I mean, I understand the Big P have to make money. Their business. I get that. 100%. I get that. But at the same time, this is a problem that needs to get fixed quickly. And I don't believe that any one country is going to be able to fix the world. I think it's going to take a global effort, and that's just my opinion. I'm not a globalist or anything. I just think that in this case, you have a global issue, and it's going to require global efforts. Anon says, I had the one-shot variety. Pro tip, drink lots of Gatorade or the Thai powdered electrolyte. Good deal. Good deal. I didn't know you had the one-shot variety. That's interesting. Very interesting. You're the only person I know that's had that one, or that said that they've had that one anyway. So that's kind of interesting to see that. Emmanuel says, I pay my girlfriend's rent due to the situation here. Yep, there are a lot of people in, or where I'm from, Emmanuel, there are a lot of people in America that have girlfriends over here, and they are literally supporting them right now because they're informal workers, most of them, and they don't have any kind of federal assistance or government assistance here. They don't qualify or for Social Security, that kind of thing. Oh, Frank also got the J&J. Okay, cool. That's interesting. Jim says, "Hey guys, I trust that we are going to get the other, so I just sent my 25 by Chime. Just sent it by Chime. Well, that is very interesting. Let's see Jim Pell's Chime on here, and my Wi-Fi might be a little bit slow. It may take it a little while. I'll pull it up when it comes, Jim. Don't worry." Frank says, it was the only way to make the trip for a V because 2 jab options would take too much time. Understood. I understand that. Anon says, Autumn Asia, Big P is in it for the money worldwide. Asking them to give away their IP would be like asking Apple to open source Mac OS, iOS, or iPad OS. You got a point. Jim says, "Hey everyone, if we can get somebody to send 20 right now, I will send another 15, but will have to be later." Oh, Lyle, you going to hold them accountable? I'm just kidding, Jim. Autumn says, "I just had a flashback. These channel chats remind me of the days when we would spend hours on CB radio." You know, I actually grew up with the CB radio in the home, and we used to, I forgot what they call it, skip. We would talk to people out in Minnesota and other places, stuff like that, and talk on the CB. Used to have a lot of fun doing that, but that was in my very, very young years. So, Filtho says, "The commies were all about the people. Let China forego the profits and give it away for free. About what the people's 50% effective shot is worth. Ugh, I was doing so well avoiding politics." It's okay, man. You're making a good point, and I appreciate it. And I says, "Autumn Asia, you know why they use discount licenses for their software to get you hooked to their products and pay full price for later." That's marketing 101 right there. And Jim says, "Autumn Asia, wow, I missed the CB days." Yeah, you guys are a little bit older than me, so you probably had more practice than I did. What was that called? Anon says, "Jim Pell, it's still a ham radio operator." Yeah, that would be, that sounds correct. Jim says, "Your mouse in my send that 20 so Jeremy can get off here. I know he is tired." Yes, ham radio. Faded denim handle on CB circa 79. I hear you, man. I hear you. No, Jim, I'm just waiting on the since you send it through Chime, sometimes it takes a while. And there it is. There it is. Jim Pell has come through once again, and you can see it right there. For challenge, $25. Jim, I love you, man. You contributed quite a bit, brother, and thank you for that. Thank you. Whether or not anything else comes through, I erased that already. Just, oh, my bad. Sorry. But anyway, we have the channel. The channel is profiting, and as long as the channel continues to be profitable, I appreciate that very much. Autumn Asia says, "Bullwinkle 1976. I forgot what my handle was. I was so young, I don't even remember. My grandfather's handle, he had a 1960 60 something Mercury Cyclone, and so his handle was Cobra Jet 428 or 427, whichever motor it had in it. That's what his handle was." Jim says, "Come on, guys, $20. Somebody send the 20. Come on, guys." Filtho says, "Jim's a ham. Shocker. 555. That's funny. Jim, come on, guys, 20. Somebody send 20. Come on. That's funny. Jim says, "Give it 5 minutes, JC." Okay, I give it 5 minutes. We're at 2:04. 2 hours and 4 minutes. I give it to 2 hours and 9 minutes. Someone will come through for you. Well, we'll see. We'll see. And I said, Jim Pell, yeah, Jim, got my first license back in 74. Licensed since that time. I used to use, I don't know if you would consider it, I don't know if you would consider it ham radio or not, but when I first started in photography, I was an aviation photographer, and I exclusively took pictures of airplanes, and we would use the radios. You couldn't talk on them, but you could, like a scanner, pretty much, and you could listen to different frequencies around different runways, and you could listen to the tower and all that stuff. And I really learned a lot about understanding some of the code that they talk in, how that alphabet works. That was not a PayPal or anything there, Jim. That's an advertisement that just dinged. But I learned a lot about that, and I would love to get back. We did have two, but what I was going to say is I had another radio that had two-way radio. So going back and forth, we could, us photographers that were at the airport could talk to each other on two-way radios. I'm not sure if that required a license or not, but it was a lot of fun. It really was a lot of fun coordinating with guys, and we made up our own codes for certain sections and that kind of thing. It was pretty good. Jim says, remember, guys, if someone will send $20 before the end of the chat, I will send the other 15. Come on, let's keep JC record going of at least 100 per live. That would be sweet, but I don't ever expect it. And Jim, I love you for pushing it. By the way, Jim has a website, and he can put that up here. He's doing a lot of good things in Tampa, Florida, for a lot of people, just like he does for this channel. I encourage you guys to go check it out. For anybody watching the replay or anybody that hasn't heard of it before. Lyle says, I want to, Jim, but I had to pay homeowners this week. Lyle, you've done enough, bud. I appreciate it. You've done more than enough over the weekend. Really, you do more than enough. So thank you very much. Anna says, no, ham radio is two-way communication. Okay, so that must have been what we were doing then. I would think, because we were two-way. Well, no, there was a group of us. Interesting. Jim wants to hear the ding ding. He says, Lyle, you do not need homeowners insurance. This channel is much more important. I like that, Jim. Good one. Jim says, helpingothersrightnow.com. That is his website. I encourage you guys to go check it out, because Jim does some good stuff over there for some really good people. We got about a minute and a half left in the stream, and then I am definitely going to cut it, because I usually don't go 2 hours. Get pretty close, but usually don't go 2 hours. So good way to start the month of May, and I have some videos out for you guys this week for sure. Lyle says it's for a family place in the Virginia mountains. Ooh, that sounds nice. Family place in the Virginia mountains. I would love to live in the Virginia mountains. I tell you what, I went through West Virginia one time, and I know it's West Virginia, but it was way up in the mountains, and like it was in the backwoods mountains, but there was some beautiful country up there. Absolutely beautiful. I was shocked and amazed at how beautiful the country was. Jim says, I'm done, guys. I'm tired. I'm a failure. No, you're not, Jim. You've done a fantastic job, and I appreciate it. I'm headed to the Skyway Bridge. I'm calling an Uber right now because I will not need a ride home. You crack me up, man. You crack me up. That's gonna, Jim, I love you for pushing everything. Let me just thank everyone real quick. Let's see here. We got Lyle, and we got Emmanuel, and we got the other person that I can't say that had the $10 contribution. I want to thank you guys truly, and Jim as well, for your contributions. I really, genuinely, honestly, truly appreciate it very, very, very much. Very much. It's been a privilege to be able to bring you information and content, and it's just been an honor for you guys to to reward me for that, and I appreciate it. Really, really good. Phil says you got too many teeth for West Virginia. Yeah, I think you're probably right, Phil. Jim says, hey guys, all joking aside, please go to my website. Would you please tell people about it? Because I'm helping a lot of people in Central Florida area and we want to grow. Yes, you do. You need to grow, Jim, for sure. And I says, Philthos, West Virginia is becoming a suburb of Washington, D.C. Wow. Jim says, it's over, guys. I failed. I'm failure. Goodbye, everyone. Jeremy says, if I don't get at least 100, I can no longer be a member. That's not true at all. Jimmy did a great job. Thank you. Anon says, sadly. Yep, well, like it is what it is, right? Not a whole lot we can do to change that. Asia Unscripted says, Jim Pell, it was nice to know you. I didn't know you were still hanging around, Asia Unscripted, but I'm glad you're in here. Anyway, for everyone who made a comment tonight, thank you. For my moderators, thank you for helping out. I really genuinely appreciate it. As always, channel members, thank you very, very much. I will have you some content hopefully this week. We'll start planning our members only live stream so we don't have to push it in at the last of the month. Asia's Unscripted said, I'm watching you on my smart TV. You got a smart TV in Vietnam? I'm jealous. Anna says, Jim Pell, you have to go to Pattaya to join the Pattaya Flying Club. Just kidding. That's a good joke, though, Anna. Good joke. In all seriousness, thank you guys for being awesome. I appreciate you more than you could possibly imagine, and I mean that. I'm looking forward to. Remember, you finally done it. You got rid of me. Goodbye, everyone. Jim ain't going nowhere. I have a better quality life here than in the U.S. LOL. Asian Script says, I believe you. I believe you. I have a better quality of life here in Thailand than I had in the U.S. So, Vietnam's on my short list, though, for sure. Lyle says, thank you, Jim Pell. I say thank you to both of you. Jim, don't worry, my friend. You didn't let anybody down. It's all good, man. I don't know what the Skyway Bridge is for. I'm not sure. But I can imagine it has something in similarity with the Pattaya Flying Club, I would imagine. Anyway, I love you guys. I mean it. This has been a great chat. It's been a long chat. I hope you got some information out of it. Yes, we do, Jason. I will definitely get up with you at some point in time about that. We'll have that chat for sure. Because I'm interested in several things about Vietnam. Jim says, Lyle did not pay insurance. He just wanted to see me go. You guys are cracking me up now. Okay. All right. I'm over time, and I'm going to get off here. Thank you all so much. Jim, thank you for your efforts. I really appreciate it, man. Oh, it's the biggest bridge in Florida. Cool. I didn't know that. That's great. Love you guys. Mean it. Whatever you do today, be sure you do more life. I will see you on the next one. Take care, guys, and be safe. Later.